Hey guys, I'm Brad Habermel. I'm from Cheer Athletics in Dallas, Texas. I grew up in Indiana and went to school at the University of Louisville, where I cheered for 5 years and was lucky enough to win 3 national titles. Currently, I'm an owner at Cheer Athletics and the All-Star Director. I've coached for a long time. I feel like we have a successful program at Cheer Athletics. Our teams do well on the mat, but we also do really well in the gym, and we tend to retain our athletes. And today I'm going to talk to you about retaining your athletes and ways that you can do that. I believe the most important way to retain your athletes is by making your gym a fun, positive place for kids to go. If your kids are having fun and they're enjoying themselves and they're getting positive encouragement, they're going to want to come back not only the next week and the next month, but year after year after year. You're building personal relationships with your kids and with your parents, and you're making them feel special and a part of something special. By retaining them through positive interaction and positive encouragement, kids are going to stay for years and years with you. Coach through positive encouragement. Coach through building character and building confidence in your athletes. By doing this, your kids are going to want to be a part of something special. If you're coaching through negativity, your kids aren't going to feel good about themselves, and there's not really a reason for them to want to stay with you. If you're making them love you and love your program, it's going to be very hard for them to walk away. Another great way to retain your athletes year after year is to set goals for your athletes. I don't care if you've got the best girl in your gym and you feel like she's as good as she can possibly get. If she feels like she hits a plateau and she gets to the top of her game, more than likely she's going to want to be done with the sport. She's going to say, I've done everything that I can. We have athletes that have won worlds 3 and 4 times, but they keep coming back year after year because we set new goals for them. We keep it interesting by making them realize their full potential and keep pushing them towards higher and higher goals. So I've talked about keeping it positive, and I've talked about setting goals. Another thing that you need to do in order to retain your customer base is keep things interesting. Don't get in a monotonous routine where your kids can predict exactly what happens every single time they come in the gym. Throw new things at them, or don't throw new things at them, but give them ideas on things that can happen at the practice to make things move and shake and have fun. Introduce new games that maybe aren't cheerleading related, but are conditioning related, that make them go, oh my God, that's so cool, I want to get to do that again. Obstacle courses, things that just outside the box, that it's not just cheerleading. You do more than just cheerleading. You're doing more than that 2.5-minute routine. There are things that are happening inside the gym that you don't know that they're going to happen until you get there, so don't miss practice. I believe the most important aspect in retaining your customer base is making our sport more than cheerleading. And you're selling a product to your parents, you're selling a product to the kids, and that product has got to be something great. So if we're selling a 2.5-minute routine that happens 6 or 7 times during the year, that's not enough. Cheerleading is more than just that 2.5-minute routine. You're teaching kids about teamwork. You're teaching them how to win and lose graciously. You're teaching them dedication. You're teaching them how to handle pressure situations. All these things that are going to help them later in life are things that are happening inside your gym every day. That's stuff that needs to be sold to the parents and told to the parents. I like that, sell and tell. But you need to tell and sell. Another great way to retain your customer base is through selling the product through positive encouragement, like we talked about before. Implement high five and hug week at your gym. Make the kids feel special and loved every single time they walk in the gym. Make them feel like you genuinely care about them, because I'm sure if you're in this industry, you don't just love cheerleading, but you love kids. If you're showing that love to them, they're going to love you back. It's going to be hard for them to walk away. So by increasing the positive energy like we talked about earlier, and by implementing things like high five and hug week and things that make the kids feel super special, kids are going to want to stick around and they're going to want to come back. Moving into the next part of that, coming back to tryout for the next year, the kids that are going to want to come back are on the fence about coming back. If we're setting goals for them for tryouts and saying, God, I really hope I get to coach you this next year. It would be awesome if we worked on this skill and sell the product. You have to sell the product to them. You cannot assume that just because they were there the year before that they're going to come back the next year. You need to treat every single athlete like each day is the last opportunity you have for them to walk in your gym, and the last opportunity you have to impress them as they're being your customer. I do a personal phone call from each one of our coaches to every single athlete at the end of the season, asking them how the year was, what was their favorite part, what was the thing they didn't like, if they're coming back the next year. If they're not, why aren't they coming back? And that's another opportunity for our coaching staff to sell the product prior to tryouts. If there's a kid that says, no, I don't want to come back, I really didn't like being on a team with so-and-so. Well, come back, maybe we'll you'll be able to be on a team without so-and-so. Or I really wanted to work on this skill. Cool, come back, let's work on that skill. You're educating yourself on every single kid. You're making the kid feel really, really special. You're making the parent see that you're taking a genuine interest in the kids, and all the kids are going to feel really good about that, whether they come back or they don't come back. It sounds like a lot of work. It's not. And really, the time that you get to do that with each kid is really special because it's one-on-one. It's a moment where that kid is really into what you're saying to them, and you're really into what is being said to them. The parents love it. The kids love it. I highly recommend it. It's a great way to retain your customer base because you're making your customer feel special. So we know now that if we want kids to come back year after year, they have to love the sport. They have to love coming into the gym. They need to love their coaches. But another integral part of that, a part that is huge, is the bonds that they create on their team. The friendships that are created, the long-lasting friendships that take them not only through kids that are at their school, but kids that they would have never met if they weren't involved in the sport of all-star cheerleading or dance. This is an awesome selling point. You're getting to be with your friends all the time. These are the people that you get to be with. But you need to foster that. You need to create ways and avenues for them to create those bonds by doing team building exercises, or having them do sleepovers, or night out with the team. Anything that you can do to foster the relationships in the team is going to make those kids want to stay there. If they feel like they're a part of something and they're really a part of something special, it's hard for them to walk away. If they're like, oh, I'm on a team but nobody really likes each other and we don't really get along, they're not going to want to be there. They're not going to want to do it. You have to make them love the sport. You have to make them love each other in order for you to be successful. That's how you keep your customer base.